professoressa Finn e professoressa Dzeli. Vi presento a mia madre. Oggi vorrei parlare un po' dei miei compiti. Also, there's my mom's friend and my niece. So as you know, I'm Kimberly Gabriel, and yeah. So,
Sorry, just a moment. Is there other lady at the door with you?
No.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was another.
No.
My apologies.
That's
so
okay, thanks.
in Italian, it was expected that we learn about Tuscany to research about its traditions, histories, and monuments. And to achieve this, I, of course, did lots of research about specific things and presented all of that research in the form of a brochure. What I learned during this was about Tuscany, about its traditions, and just everything, basically. And I learned that it was important to use all websites while conducting this research. And in the future, I would probably do more research to make sure that everything I get is correct.
Yeah.
I enjoyed researching and making this brochure.
So do you want to visit Tuscany now?
I
Is that
would-
on your list or not?
I wouldn't mind visiting Italy anytime.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going anywhere, any country.
That's what she
Well
kept
done.
telling me. Mom, I'm gonna go the whole around the world.
Excellent.
In English, it was expected that we make an advertisement using a minimum of 3 persuasive techniques and 50 words. I achieved this by presenting, I believe, more than three
Oh, you had more than 3, love, yeah.
more than 3 persuasive techniques and more than 50 words. And, presented my advertisement in a poster. During this, I learned how to persuade people to purchase things such as food products. And I learned about, different persuasive techniques. I found that it was important to use as many as possible to grab people's attention. In the future, I would like to use different persuasive techniques and experiment a little to further improve.
And there are many more than we covered. You'll
That's
learn new ones
fantastic.
every year. Okay, yeah.
So I enjoyed making this advertisement mostly.
The thing is with Kimberly's work also, because she's such a great artist, that her work is just beautiful. It's stunning.
She is.
In SOS, we were expected to make a timeline of our lifetime up to date, which was earlier during the year. And I achieved this, and we had to show the use of periods and years. To achieve this, I constructed my timeline and used colors and a couple of letters to represent different periods during my life and show some significant events that happened during it with some illustrations. What I learned was how to use a timeline mostly, since I never really knew.
Yeah.
And I found that it was important to label things
Yeah.
rather than just color things and go.
Mm.
In the future, I would like to perhaps make things a little more specific, such as adding a few segments like months to make things a little more accurate.
So more intricate.
I enjoyed making this timeline. So during science, we were expected to learn about how to separate mixtures using various techniques. And to achieve this, we learned a few things by the book, and then we did a few experiments. What I learned was that I learned how to separate things, and I found that it was important to pay attention to every detail in every step to make sure that it goes according to plan.
Right,
Procedure,
okay.
yeah, well done. Great observation.
I enjoyed this because we did experiments, so it's kind of fun. In art, we were expected to make a composition of forms and to show that how to apply tone to it. And we were expected to also include a minimum of 5 negative spaces. I achieved this by going through several design processes, and after I decided, and I used my design processes to show you guys how I apply tone. And after that, I completed my final results.
Snap there.
That's, I was going to say, look at the, look,
Oh, here we
It looks
go,
really
yeah.
nice, yeah.
of
And
course.
to show my final result
Oh.
Take it out, take it out.
by
That's it.
Yeah.
and I showed my final result.
We just love these pictures.
Oh, and
Kimberly.
you can
We-
see
yeah.
in 3D, you've got it.
Yeah,
Really excellent.
You're a natural at it.
yeah, Kimberly's a natural artist.
Thanks for the teachers giving her, allowing her to use all this beautiful new.
Yeah.
It's the teachers allowing her to take it home even.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear that. We'll pass that on,
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I learned about what makes a negative space and how to apply tone using pastels. In the future, I would like to perhaps look around for more subtle shades of the color
Yeah.
to make it more, subtle
Yeah.
for the tone.
Yeah.
I enjoyed making all this composition and applying tone in general.
Really excellent.
Gosh, she's such a great artist.
In maths, we were expected to learn about types of angles that are in pairs, and about triangles. And I achieved this by, we did a lot of classwork, but to show my learning and my understanding, I made charts for these 3 things. So what I learned was mainly the types of angles that were in pairs, and about triangles, which I never really understood. I found that it was important to listen to the teacher and find out new ways to remember these things, which I then used for myself. In the future, I would probably want myself to do a little more work on this just to get it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I enjoyed learning about these things.
Fantastic.
Geometry, that's the hardest one that you can.
In health, we were expected to research about a campaign and present our information in the form of a poster. I achieved this by researching about a campaign called Drinking Nightmare and presenting my information in the form of a poster. Mind you, I only have my information here. So what I learnt was what made up the components of health and what could be affected by and I found it was important to use a lot of websites. I found it was important to be specific in what sort of information I was looking for during the assignment when researching.
Mm.
In the future, I would like to perhaps make sure that I use more websites so I could present more information to teacher and to next time not forget to show my bibliography. I enjoyed researching it though. It was very interesting. In technology, we were expected to design and create a simple holding device. I achieved this by first making a design brief, which I then used to create my pencil holding device, which I unfortunately do not have here.
Okay, do the art
This
room,
is
is
only-
it? In the tech room? No?
It's been
No.
thrown away since
Oh.
it was dangerous.
Oh.
My granddaughter picked it up from the car and I didn't know. So, but I see it. Yeah,
Oh,
I see
you've
it.
seen it.
Yeah,
That's
I seen it.
amazing,
Yeah.
So here I have my design.
Yeah.
And during this, I learned how to make a design brief, how to use the equipment in the process of making it. And I found that was important to label every single detail in this design brief so that it comes out well.
Yeah.
In the future, I would like to go further with this by going over my design brief a couple more times, sure that everything is shown, everything that I'm going to include in my creation. I enjoyed making my simple holding device. In literacy, we were expected to choose a noun and 10 adjectives to which we would then use to create a paragraph. I achieved this by choosing a noun and 10 adjectives,
Yeah.
which I then used to write a paragraph.
Do you want to read yours out?
Sure.
Because I have Kimberly for literacy because she's been put into, we've created another top critical literacy class, which is meant to focus specifically on writing and improve their writing.
Yes.
Kimberly's writing skills are very
Mm.
high anyway.
Yeah.
So basically whatever she writes in critical literacy is pretty amazing. So yeah, if you'd like to read yours out.
Alright. I passed by an old, torn box, soon rushing back to it. Staring at it, it seemed ancient with the amount of dust and dirt it had on it. It was a large, simply massive wooden box, which looked to have become battered, leaving bits of wood broken. With how torn it looked, I knew that it was definitely a weak box. After studying the gigantic box, I walked onwards.
Lovely, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You should be on the stage.
Yeah, so just an ordinary object, and then you've got 10 adjectives,
You felt
and
like you were there.
they came up with
That was
these
just
amazing
brilliant.
It's
paragraphs.
not like this though when she start.
Yeah.
It just jump.
Are you
term,
in
in three
SRC or
Yeah.
leadership
She's
or
young.
anything?
Confident, very,
I
very.
know
high.
she is. Yeah.
She should be looking at leadership too, having a
I
go.
think so. I think she's been
Seriously?
told for leadership as well. Yeah.
I really think so. Yeah. You've got
So-
a lot to give. Sorry.
I learned how to write about a noun, how to make my writing better, how to make something so simple come to life.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what
Yeah.
you've done. A really sort of simple object with your,
Yeah.
your sort of adjectives, and you just made this fabulous creative paragraph from
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
More
I
simple.
found that it was important to pay attention to what kind of adjectives I was using
Yeah.
to make sure that when I did write it in a paragraph, it all made sense.
Yeah.
And it was not nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh dear, this is just delightful.
Yeah.
In the future, I would like to perhaps see if I could choose different adjectives that weren't like synonyms to each other.
Mm.
So make it a little more difficult.
Yeah. That was probably harder, the fact that you chose some that were synonyms. So but you could have changed them as you went along, but you've done really well with that. Yeah.
I enjoyed writing in general. In PE, it was expected that we learn about sports like softball, hockey, basketball, and right now swimming. And I achieved this by participating in the activities and doing as told whilst learning how to play a particular sport. What I learned was how to play certain sports, what my strengths and weaknesses whilst playing.
Yeah.
There you go.
And found that was important to watch other people and learn from them as well,
Well done. Yeah. That's a really good point.
so that I could further improve my own abilities.
Yeah.
I enjoyed sport because we had fun. No riding, no thinking, just all
No cleaning up.
play.
All playing.
Oh, the honesty, it's just gorgeous.
I know it is.
Oh, wow.
In food technology, it was expected that we learn how food
There we
proceeds.
go.
You've made my day. You've made my day. Oh,
Excellent.
That we learned food procedures.
Awesome.
Mostly that we learned how to learn about the safe food handling.
procedure, yeah, well done.
And just how to cook safely, really. Different processes too.
Yeah.
And I achieved this by paying attention to Miss Dizaley a lot, which was neat, and did everything by the book, except for some stuff that she wanted us to change in it. So,
Did you enjoy it?
yes, I did.
Oh, I
Actually.
don't know, she looked sideways then.
Oh.
I enjoyed having free food.
And you
It's
have to
not
say,
free.
you have to say that we do cook at home after she do,
Oh,
do it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure you do. Oh,
We do.
you cook this at home?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does she clean up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
So, in the future, perhaps I'd like to make sure that I do a little more cooking rather than cleaning up.
Tidy up the hair properly,
Yeah.
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 And, yeah, and well, that's not really important. That's a safe
Yeah.
procedure. So, that's my student.
And you had a few
representation.
awards.
Yeah,
Got an
you
award
can see,
there.
yes, ma'am.
Well done.
Well done.